Good Day State Line. I promised you a parking lot party, and we are in the middle of the TV station parking lot. We are having a party with Dan Block. He is the Insurance King.
Hello.
From Insurance King. And then we have an official NASCAR driver joining us this morning, Joshua Lakey. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It's much appreciated.
Well, it's appreciated that you have come to visit me because I've never met a NASCAR driver before. I didn't know it was on my list, but you just checked it off for me.
You may have. We're just normal people.
Yeah, maybe I saw them at the grocery store or something. So before we get to you, Josh, because we have a quiz for you.
All right.
So get nervous.
I'm nervous.
I'm going to talk to you first, Dan. So tell me a little bit about why Insurance King wanted to get into the NASCAR world.
You know, 20 years ago when we started the company, if you said I would be big in the NASCAR business, you know, and doing advertising, I never would have believed it. But it all started with Josh actually contacted me on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Kind of
you
cool.
did this.
I do. I handle all my own marketing, most of the graphics, so I put together a quick rendering of a car that looked identical to this, and I shot him a message on Facebook, so it's pretty unique how it started.
Yeah, I was literally at Jordan Belfort's house. You know, I was there with him talking. That's the Wolf of Wall Street. And he's like, what are you doing? Like, some guy says he's a NASCAR driver. He wants me to sponsor. And then he sent me a picture of what the car would look like. I was like, well, he's got to be a fan of our marketing because there's one picture of our Tahoe on our Facebook page, and it was in the comment section. So I knew that he was following us, and it intrigued me. And so, yeah, we'll talk about it and we'll figure it out. And we did a race. After our first race, that we were actually the first insurance agency to ever be involved in a sponsorship of NASCAR. You know, a lot of people don't realize we're not an insurance company. We're an agency. And so a lot of these companies like Geico and Progressive and Nationwide, auto owners, those are all insurance companies. We're just an insurance agency. So big difference, but it's pretty cool to find out that we're in that. And there's also a video game out, and we've got 2 cars in the video game. It's NASCAR Heat 5.
Yeah,
so you can go play.
I love it.
Yeah, you can go walk into any place basically that sells video games and get it for the PlayStation 4 or Xbox. It's pretty
Play
sweet.
with the Insurance King race cars. So that's really
Absolutely.
cool.
That is so cool.
And the other thing we did was we pulled a prank, and we brought Ed Bassmaster, who's a friend of mine. Ed Bassmaster is known for several different things, and he's actually a fan of his. And so we actually got him on the guest list. And the only one that knew that Ed was going to be there was him and myself. And we let Ed go around and do pranks on people, and he put the video out. It's got over 4 million views on Facebook, over 1 million views on NASCAR. We've seen actually people come in and mimic what he did. So people come up and they'll pitch the car, right? They'll come up and they'll look at the car and they go, psh, and they'll shake their heads, and
That's so
pretty
fun.
cool.
That is so cool. Is yellow your favorite color?
Yellow is a good color. I think this car stands out. But yeah, the Chevy Tahoe that was on their Facebook page looked identical to this with a yellow and gray striping. So I put 2 and 2 together and I made a race car that looked like it. And here we are, almost over a year later.
What a cool story. So there's an important race coming up that this car is going to be in, or a different car?
Well, this is our show car.
Okay.
So when we got involved in NASCAR, we really realized really quickly it's about the fan experience. And being a small sponsor in a big sport, we wanted to do some things that no one's ever done before. Like, pretty sure we're the only one that has anything like this. Like, if you go in the bus and see the whole thing, it's all dedicated to NASCAR and the experience. And we knew that people were paying a lot of money to go to races and try to get close to a car. And we wanted to go out and find one that we could actually take out to people and do experiences
Very
for.
cool.
And this thing fires up, and it's the real deal.
This was a real race car. This car ran about 3 or 4 years ago, and now it's retired as a show car. But this car has everything you need to go on the racetrack.
Sounds like a pretty nice retirement for the car.
Yeah.
It's just a show car.
It
just goes where it needs to go. So that's really cool. So there is a race, though, coming up where the Insurance King car is going to be.
Yes, absolutely.
And when is that?
It's going to be the Daytona road course. It's the first time that NASCAR's actually used the road course. And Josh is really, really good at road course. We had him in the July 4th race. It's amazing. If you haven't seen that race, I've got it recorded. So you're welcome to come see it at my house.
So most of the time when we race, we're on ovals, which are...
Don't look, those are your quiz questions.
All right. Most of the time we race on ovals. Road courses are where you turn left and right. So that's my type of background of racing, not like the Rockford Speedway. My background is road course racing. So with the road courses coming up, we have several of them. That's our shot to really take our small team and go to the front, hopefully win the race.
And so this race we can watch is on August 15th. Did I read that right?
Yep, Saturday.
Okay. Saturday, August 15th, and I'm sure if we follow both of you all over social media, we'll get all the details.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we stop talking to you, Josh, though, I have to quiz you.
All right.
So we looked up your Wikipedia page.
Oh boy.
So really, this is a double quiz. How well does Josh know himself, and how correct is your Wikipedia
Let me
page?
just add, anybody can add to Wikipedia, so hopefully these are true.
We didn't can make up these answers. When is your birthday?
June 3rd.
What year?
1995.
Check. Where are you from?
Richfield, Wisconsin, but I was born in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
Okay, Wikipedia says Richfield, so if
Yes.
you want to add Menominee Falls, do that later in your time. How old are you when you started racing?
4.5 in go-karts.
Okay, so it says 4, so if you want to be more specific again, you can do that. When did you transition to sports cars?
Age 14 or 15. It was a long time ago. I'm 25 now, so 10 years ago.
All right, well, according to my producer, it was 15 years ago.
Okay.
Finally, what was your first race?
My first race ever was at Badger Car Club. My first NASCAR race was at Road America in 2016.
Okay, what did you do in Sonoma in 2017?
I made my NASCAR Cup Series debut.
Okay, so I guess the question was, when did you make your NASCAR Cup Series debut?
2017.
It's like I knew that already.
All right.
All right.
There you go.
Well, you are not the only person in Rockford who is part of this team with Josh. We're actually going to get to talk with some other members of the team with some recognizable faces, and we're going to do that next. We have more parking lot fun for you next, but first, it's birthday time. We have 2 birthdays to celebrate this week. First, Lindsay is celebrating her birthday this Tuesday, August 4th. And Tiki, one of our biggest fans, is celebrating on Thursday, August 6th. Happy birthday.